All right, let's dive into something pretty incredible. We're going to talk about a decision-making tool that is so powerful, and it's backed by science. And the best part is, every single one of us already has it. You don't have to learn something new. This is about unlocking something ancient that's already wired right into you. I want you to think for a second about the worst decision you've ever made. Come on, you know the one. Now, right before you did it, did you get that sick feeling in your stomach? Or maybe a tightness in your chest? Well, that wasn't just you being nervous. That was your body's own intelligence system literally screaming at you to stop. And you were probably taught to just ignore it, to think rationally and push through it. But what if that's completely backward? What if that physical feeling wasn't a sign of weakness or some kind of anxiety you needed to get over? What if it was a direct signal from a profoundly intelligent system, a type of wisdom we've all been taught to misunderstand? And that brings us to the real problem here. We all have this internal guidance code, but we have been systematically trained from day one to just ignore it. So let's break down exactly why that is. I mean, think about it. From the moment we set foot in school, the message is hammered home. If you can't prove it with logic, if you can't write it down in an equation, it just isn't real. We're trained to live completely in our heads, valuing only that analytical mind and dismissing everything else, those gut feelings, those little nudges from the heart, as just, irrelevant noise. Okay, to really get this, you have to see the numbers. The conscious, logical part of your brain, the part we use for pretty much everything we think we're deciding, can only process about 40 bits of information per second. 40! That's like trying to see the entire world by peeking through a keyhole. It's an incredibly tiny sliver of reality. Okay, now hold on, and compare that to this. Your body's unconscious nervous system is processing around 11 million bits of information every single second. It's taking in data from your surroundings, your past experiences, your internal state, things your conscious mind has no clue about. The difference in power here is it's mind-blowing. So here's the best way to think about it. It's like you have access to a full-blown supercomputer. That's your entire nervous system. But you've been taught your whole life to make the biggest, most important decisions using a tiny pocket calculator. The problem isn't that you're not smart enough. It's that you've been forced to use the wrong tool for the job. And trying to run your life on that little pocket calculator? Well, it has real-world costs, doesn't it? It's why we end up in bad relationships that felt wrong from the start. It's why we take career moves that look great on paper but just crush our souls. It's all those missed opportunities. And sometimes it's literally walking straight into a dangerous situation that our gut was screaming at us to avoid. Now, here's the really crucial part. This isn't just about one or two bad decisions. Every single time you feel that internal signal and you use logic to override it, you are actively training your nervous system to stop talking to you. You're basically telling your inner supercomputer, hey, don't bother, I'm not listening anyway. And over time, the effect is, well, it's kind of scary. The signals get fainter and fainter. The connection gets weaker, and eventually, you just can't hear it anymore. You become a stranger to yourself, unable to make a simple choice without asking 10 friends what they think, because you've lost the ability to simply know for yourself. But, and this is a huge but, it does not have to be this way. Not at all. The incredible news is that modern neuroscience has actually proven that there is a concrete, physical system behind all this inner wisdom. This isn't some mystical, magical thing. It's just biology. It turns out your brain isn't just in your head. We actually have 3 major intelligence centers in our bodies. You've got the one we all know, the head brain for logic and analysis. But you also have a heart brain for your emotions and connection, and a gut brain for things like threat detection and pattern recognition. And no, this is not a metaphor. I mean, your heart literally contains a network of about 40,000 specialized neurons, actual brain cells that can learn, remember, and feel, all on their own, independent of the brain in your head. It's the real center of your emotional intelligence. And then you have the gut. Your gut contains over 500 million neurons. That's more than in your entire spinal cord. It's no wonder scientists literally call it the second brain. This is where that gut feeling comes from. It's an incredibly powerful center for intuition and safety. So the goal, the real sweet spot, is to get to a state that researchers call coherence. This is that amazing feeling of alignment when your head's logic, your heart's values, and your gut's intuition are all saying the same thing. That is the source of true, deep, unshakable wisdom. So you're probably asking, okay, this is great, but how do I actually do it? How do I listen to these 3 brains? Well, it is surprisingly simple. There's a technique you can use anytime, any place, and it takes less than 90 seconds. It's called the 3-center check-in.
First, you just get really clear on the decision you're facing. Then, one by one, you move your attention into your body, first to your head, then to your heart, then down to your gut, and you just ask each center for its input. The last step, you just listen. Are they all on the same page?
And here's how you read the signals. If your head, heart, and gut all agree, the logic makes sense, your heart feels good, your gut is calm, that is a crystal clear yes, go for it. But if there's any conflict, like your head says yes, but your gut clenches up, that's a hard no. Stop. A conflict always means pause or you need more info, because true wisdom is always unanimous.
Now, learning to hear these signals again. It's a practice. For most of us, these phone lines have been down for a long, long time. So we got to be a little patient with ourselves as we start to rebuild that connection. And you have to remember, this isn't some magic trick. It's a muscle. And if you haven't used a muscle in 20 years, it's going to be weak at first. The first few times you do this check-in, you might honestly feel nothing. And that's okay. It's totally normal. The key is to just keep practicing. And if you stick with it, you will absolutely see progress. Within a week, you'll start noticing little sensations you've been tuning out for years. Give it a month, and you might make a really big decision with a sense of peace and clarity you've never felt before. And after a few months, people are going to start looking at you and asking, wow, how did you know to do that?
And let's be really clear about this. The point of all this isn't to change you into someone else. It's about stripping away all the bad programming and the noise so you can finally access the full, complete intelligence you were actually born with. It's about becoming more fully and truly yourself.
So there you have it. You have the key. You know about your 3 intelligence centers, and you have the 90-second technique to listen to them. The wisdom code that's been lying dormant inside you is now unlocked. The only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What's the first decision you're going to try it on?